We are Paranormal Task Force, a St. Louis-based paranormal investigation team.
We've been everywhere and we've seen it all, and we do it the real way.
We're at Eastern State Penitentary, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, possibly one of the creepiest places in the United States. It's a great place to bring our new recruits to test their courage and see how well they can handle the darkness.
Oh my God.
By the end of the next 2 days, we hope that the 2 recruits will be officially members of the Paranormal Task Force.
We just want to see if these 2 recruits have exactly what it takes.
Okay, something that a lot of people don't think about talking about is the type of ghost, what types of hauntings there are, and spectrophobia. Okay? Can you guys tell me what you think a ghost is?
I'd say it's an energy or a spirit or an entity that hasn't passed through this world yet.
I'm not quite sure a definition, and I don't want to sound too stupid giving a wrong one, I'm gonna be honest.
The textbook definition of a ghost is a repeated manifestation of energy over a period of time. Okay? There are many different types of ghosts, but some of the main ones are a residual ghost or residual haunting.
I'll tell you what a residual haunting is it's like a recording. It's an element in time. You'll see these a lot in hotels, theaters, places where there's lots and lots of people, where there is a lot of energy, a lot of people walking around, and it's actually, it can be just energy that's trapped in wood, steel, iron, concrete, minerals in the soil, and it just releases itself at certain points of time.
In an example of like a residual haunting, we were doing an investigation of a private residence down in southeast Missouri, and every night at a certain time they would hear footsteps going across the floor. Sure enough, the same time that night we were investigating, we could hear those footsteps. It was looping like a tape recorder over and over and over. Another type of ghost or haunting is an intelligent haunting.
Intelligent haunting is probably the one that most people are afraid of. And it's probably the one that has, you know, new investigators will be the most shocking experience that you'll ever have for the first time. Because these are actually energies that are going to move, they're going to talk, they're going to interact. You may ask them to throw a pebble down the hallway, and you may actually hear the sound of a pebble coming down the hallway. They're probably by far the most intimidating haunting that you'll encounter normally, under the normal circumstances.
Another type is a demonic haunting. Even though that's the type that you see in all the movies, you read in all the books, it's extremely rare. And probably, you know, the most famous one is The Exorcist.
Demonic is considered something that was never human form to begin with. It didn't exist from some human being that was on this planet.
And the last one that we could talk about today is a poltergeist. It's actually German for noisy spirit. They're just a mischievous person.
We were actually doing a first-time investigation at an old log cabin that had never been opened up for years. And I had just laid my camera down. So here's lesson number 1, don't ever lay your camera down. And I looked up, and there leaning over the railing was a perfectly solid human being looking down at me, just as curious about me as I was her. And I can tell you her eyes were as blue could be. She wore a nightshirt with a little white button. And even though I am trained not to be startled, there is a startle factor that all humans have no matter what. And I jumped and she jumped. So we both jumped and scared each other, and I reached for my camera and I missed the shot, but that was my first encounter, so it can happen when you least expect it.
That's so cool.
What you don't do is you don't turn, you don't run. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Whatever's in your hand, try not to drop it or throw it at whatever scared you, because equipment's expensive, all right? So you wanna calm down, get your senses about you, and then get the mind going of what was that, where can I find it again, and how can I get evidence of it?
And if you're really so scared that you don't feel like you can go back into the area, simply leave.
Your other teammates will pick up because you really want somebody else there to validate that something's happening.
Right.
And one last thing, when you go out on your investigation, use your senses. Use your 5 senses. Don't focus just on the equipment. You have to be aware of your environment and your surroundings. Think you can do that?
Yeah.
Be aware of your surroundings and try and hunt down a ghost?
I think you guys can do it.
I do
Right.
too.
Give it a shot.
All right.